So your network, I don't know if you've ever heard this. So your network is your net worth. So, by that terminology and what it means and why it's so important, your network is your net worth because they assist you in learning how to develop your business. Or even if it's not a business, it's about how you discover your purpose and your reason why in life. And I can attest to this because I'm one of these people who was stuck, I would say about a few years ago, 2 to 3 years ago, where I was going through like loss, through death of close family members. And then I was also trying to clearly define who I was like in life, and also to discover what my passions and my reason why was. And at that time I couldn't really clearly define it and how I could put that into a specialist area, or even how I could help people more. So I'll tell you, once I attended one of the seminars, I never looked back. So, what of the networks and seminars have done for me is that they've enabled me to have the opportunity to meet people from all walks of life. So, I'll give you at least 3 or 4 tips of what's beneficial. So, the first one is about finding a network within your community area. And these networks are usually free. So the ones that I tend to use quite often are Meetup and Eventbrite. So it gives you an array of different types of professional networks, social networking events that are taking place locally. So you get the opportunity to meet like-minded individuals. So like-minded individuals in a way that they can propel you to also start to get closer and closer to your reason why, and also to clearly define what your business could potentially be. Even if you don't have an idea, these places are worth going to because it will spark up something. It'll give you that sense of, oh, now I get it, now I know. And you're learning from others as well who've overcome certain barriers. So then moving on into, once you're at that networking event, what do you then do in terms of like mingling or following up with people? Is have cards, business cards. Even if you haven't started, like a specific business, but having your own personal brand is also worthwhile. But in terms of giving business cards, don't just give to every single person, as I've seen people do that. Give business cards when it is most appropriate to do. When you feel you've connected to somebody and you're going to add value to each other. They're going to add value for you, maybe provide you a solution you were looking for, or vice versa. Or the other thing could be that you may be able to corroborate, help each other to develop like a business. Okay, then the other thing that I also had in mind in terms of like networking is also about being able to follow up through who you've made contact with, so in a physical environment, so that they also become your online networks. So what I mean by that is that when you go into local communities, when you exchange contact details, those contacts could also become your social media contacts, so that you can follow up with them. So the social media platform would be one that's most suited to you. LinkedIn, for instance, Facebook, Instagram. So at least you check on how that individual is doing, so that they get to know, like, and trust you in terms of building a relationship. So one of the mistakes that people tend to do is they try and sell to people. So if you are on this new venture and you are looking to develop stronger relationships, my advice would be get to know those individuals. Then if there's something that you feel might benefit them, then this is where you can take it to the next level. Okay, because people like to know, like, and trust you in business. Okay, so in terms of locally as well, it's about finding local groups, of business owners, especially if you're looking to set up your own business platform, your own business or even business platform, whichever one helps. So small business owners could be so much opportunity, and so many of them around who are looking for some form of key solution. So some of the networking events I used to go, even when I was working full time, were events where it was integrated. So it was a mixture of professionals, aspiring entrepreneurs, small business owners, and those who had achieved other things. So from that, you get the opportunity to meet an array of people who could potentially become, they could offer you opportunities, and you could offer people opportunities. So it's about trying not to just stick to like your professional network, like where you're working. It's also about branching off, and meeting other professionals or people who are aspiring to become entrepreneurs, so that you can offer them your specialist area, of support. So I hope these key tips have been helpful. And if you need to clarify anything, feel free to leave a comment, because you may be struggling in some specific area or don't know how to go about it.